Once upon a time, in the lush and vibrant rainforest, there lived a group of extraordinary creatures. There was the playful and energetic monkey, the brave and courageous lion, and the intelligent and resourceful woodpecker. Every day, these three curious critters would embark on exciting adventures, exploring the wonders of the rainforest and learning valuable lessons along the way. One day, the curious critters were exploring a new part of the rainforest when they came across a mysterious cave. Curious, they decided to explore it. As they ventured deeper into the cave, they found themselves in a large chamber filled with sparkling crystals and glowing gemstones. The critters were mesmerized by the beauty of the sight. Suddenly, a loud voice boomed through the chamber. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" The critters were startled and turned to see a giant cave dragon emerge from the shadows. The dragon had fiery red eyes and sharp claws and teeth. The critters were terrified, but they knew they had to be brave. They stood together and faced the dragon. "We are the curious critters," said the monkey. "We are here to explore the wonders of the rainforest and learn new things." The dragon laughed scornfully. "You are nothing but puny creatures," he said. "I could crush you with one flick of my tail." "Perhaps," said the woodpecker, "but we are also brave and clever. We will not back down from a challenge." The dragon was intrigued. He had never met creatures quite like the curious critters before. "Very well," he said. "I will give you a chance to prove your worth. If you can complete 3 challenges, I will let you go in peace." The curious critters agreed. They were determined to face the dragon's challenges and prove themselves. The dragon's first challenge was for the curious critters to collect 100 golden coins hidden throughout the cave. The critters had to work together and use their unique skills and talents to complete the challenge. The monkey used his agility to climb up steep walls and reach coins that were out of reach. The lion used his strength to break open rocks and reveal hidden coins. The woodpecker used his beak to dig through sand and find buried coins. After many hours of searching, the curious critters finally collected all 100 golden coins. They presented the coins to the dragon, who was impressed by their teamwork and perseverance. The dragon's second challenge was for the curious critters to cross a raging river without getting wet. The river was filled with dangerous crocodiles and piranhas, and the current was very strong. The critters thought for a moment. The monkey suggested that they build a raft, but the lion argued that it would be too slow and would make them easy targets for the crocodiles. The woodpecker had an idea. He said that they could build a bridge across the river using vines and branches. The other critters agreed, and they set to work. They gathered vines and branches from the surrounding trees. The monkey used his agility to climb the tallest trees and collect the best vines. The lion used his strength to break down large branches and drag them to the riverbank. The woodpecker used his beak to tie the vines and branches together. After many hours of hard work, the critters finally completed the bridge. It was a sturdy and well-built bridge, and it could easily support their weight. The critters carefully crossed the bridge one by one. They held on to the vines tightly and avoided stepping on the branches. When they reached the other side of the river, they were all relieved and proud of themselves. The dragon was impressed by the critters' ingenuity and teamwork. He realized that they were more than just ordinary creatures. They were curious, intelligent, and resourceful. The third challenge. The dragon's third challenge was for the curious critters to solve a riddle. If they could answer the riddle correctly, he would let them go in peace. "What has a neck without a head, a back without a spine, and 2 arms without hands?" the dragon asked. The critters were stumped. They thought for a long time, but they couldn't come up with the answer. Just when they were about to give up, the woodpecker had a flash of inspiration. "I know the answer," he cried. "It's a shirt." The dragon was stunned. He had never heard the riddle solved before. "You are indeed clever creatures," he said. "You have passed all 3 of my challenges. I will now let you go in peace." The curious critters were overjoyed. They had faced the dragon's challenges bravely and worked together to succeed. They had learned valuable lessons about teamwork, perseverance, and intelligence. But before they left, the dragon stopped them. "Wait," he said. "I have a gift for you." The dragon reached into his mouth and pulled out a shimmering pearl. He handed it to the curious critters. "This pearl is a magical artifact," he said. "It will grant one wish to the creature who holds it." The curious critters thanked the dragon for his gift and promised to use it wisely. They travelled back to their home in the rainforest and discussed what to wish for. They wanted to wish for something that would benefit all of the creatures of the rainforest. But they also knew that they had to be careful. The woodpecker suggested that they wish for more food for all the creatures of the rainforest. But the monkey argued that this would only lead to more competition and fighting. The lion suggested that they wish for a world where all creatures were equal. But the woodpecker pointed out that this would be impossible to achieve, as each creature had its own unique strengths and weaknesses. The monkey suggested that they wish for a world where all creatures could live together in harmony. But the lion argued that this was a very vague wish, and it was impossible to predict what the consequences would be. The curious critters argued for hours, but they couldn't agree on what to wish for. They were about to give up when the monkey had an idea. "Why don't we each make a wish?" she said. "And then we can use the pearl to grant the wish that we all agree on." The other critters thought this was a good idea, so they each made a wish and then put the pearl in the center of their circle. The woodpecker wished for more food for all the creatures of the rainforest. The lion wished for a world where all creatures were equal. The monkey wished for a world where all creatures could live together in harmony. The curious critters closed their eyes and held the pearl tightly. They wished for the wish that would benefit all of the creatures of the rainforest the most. The pearl glowed brightly and then disappeared. The next day, the curious critters woke up to find that the rainforest was filled with more food than they had ever seen before. There was enough food for all the creatures to eat, and they no longer had to fight over it. The curious critters also noticed that the creatures of the rainforest were starting to treat each other with more respect. They were no longer judging each other based on their size or strength. Instead, they were accepting each other for who they were. The curious critters realized that their wish had been granted in the best possible way. They had wished for a world where all creatures could live together in harmony, and their wish had come true. They lived happily ever after, in a world where all creatures could live together in harmony, and they worked together to make it even better.
Choose correct answer. 1. What did the 3 curious critters discover in the cave? A pile of gold coins. A magical pearl. A giant dragon. A secret passageway. A giant dragon. Two. What challenge did the dragon give the 3 curious critters? To cross a raging river. To solve a riddle. To collect 100 golden coins. To defeat the dragon in battle. To solve a riddle. 3. How did the three curious critters cross the raging river? They built a raft out of branches and leaves. They swam across the river. They used the dragon's back to cross the river. They flew across the river. They built a raft out of branches and leaves. Four. How did the three curious critters solve the dragon's riddle? The monkey thought of the answer. The lion thought of the answer. The woodpecker thought of the answer. They all worked together to figure out the answer. They all worked together to figure out the answer. Five. What did the three curious critters wish for with the magical pearl? To have a never-ending supply of food. To be able to talk to all the animals in the rainforest. To have the power to fly. For all the animals in the rainforest to live together in peace and harmony. For all the animals in the rainforest to live together in peace and harmony. Listen and repeat. 1. Come across, to find something by chance. The monkey came across a delicious banana while exploring the rainforest. The lion came across a herd of sleeping zebras while crossing the river. The woodpecker came across a hidden nest full of eggs while flying through the trees. The three curious critters came across a magical cave while exploring the rainforest. Two. Look out for, to be careful and watch for something. The monkey looked out for snakes and crocodiles while exploring the rainforest. The lion looked out for dangerous currents while crossing the river. The woodpecker looked out for predators while flying through the trees. The three curious critters looked out for each other while on their journey. Three. Take on, to accept a challenge or responsibility. The monkey took on the challenge of crossing the raging river. The lion took on the responsibility of leading the group. The woodpecker took on the task of finding food and shelter. The three curious critters took on the challenge of completing the dragon's tasks. Four. Run out of, to use up all of something. The monkey ran out of bananas while exploring the rainforest. The lion ran out of energy while crossing the river. The woodpecker ran out of time while trying to solve the dragon's riddle. The three curious critters ran out of ideas while trying to figure out how to cross the river. Five. Give up on, to stop trying to achieve something. The monkey refused to give up on his friends, even when things were difficult. The lion refused to give up on his dream of crossing the river. The woodpecker refused to give up on solving the dragon's riddle. The three curious critters refused to give up on their journey, even when they faced many challenges.